Okay, good morning, everybody. CityTrip Planner is all about personalization. It's about enabling travel brands to pick up on the needs and wants of individual travelers passing through their website and to act on that information. So we've built a tool, and it's available as a white label solution for travel brands, and it acts on personalization from two perspectives. On the one hand, it's an end-user functionality that helps individual travelers get the most out of their trip. And it acts at different stages of the trip cycle, going from inspiration all the way to in-destination support using our mobile applications. On the other hand, for the travel brands that use it, it acts as a data gathering platform that will tell you a lot of interesting information about everyone who's visiting your website and using our tool. So I'm going to start with the end-user functionality. What it does is it generates personalized itineraries to a destination of your choice, and these itineraries are based on your interests, on constraints like the time you have available, and on other things like the opening hours or the time it takes to get from one attraction to the next. So I'm just going to use myself as an example here. I've been in Dublin since Sunday morning, so I effectively had some time available to visit the city. I had no time to prepare for this because I was focused on this conference. And here you see me using our tool to prepare my visit of Dublin. So it's available in more than 100 cities worldwide at the moment. You just seen me select Dublin as my destination. And this is the main screen. The layout contains several elements. So there's a list of attractions that I will be visiting. It's a timed schedule. It gives information about visiting durations, some textual descriptions, pictures, and so on. On top, you have a big map. It shows your itinerary and, again, all the attractions that are in there. And for each attraction, we have information available. We have a text description, we have information on opening hours, and we have a lot of pictures because people like to use pictures to decide if something's really interesting for them or not. And so this is what an itinerary looks like. So in a next step, I'm going to tailor this to my own personal situation. I arrived in Dublin on Sunday the 18th. So I'm telling the planner, use the 18th as my arrival date. I have 1 day available to visit the city. And also, I'm not going to start somewhere in the city center. I booked a hotel room at the Gibson Hotel, so I want the planner to use the Gibson Hotel as my starting point. And finally, I arrived during the morning, so I was actually planning on getting out in the early afternoon, right after lunch. And you can see me putting in all these preferences, and the planner reacts really quickly. In the background, he's constantly updating my itinerary to fit the latest set of preferences that I feed to it. So I can now also tell, of course, the planner what I'm interested in seeing. So I want to see some top attractions, for instance. I'm going to skip activities. They tend to take up a lot of time. We have churches in there, monuments, museums, green spaces, all kinds of things that are interesting for travelers. And so again, I give in these preferences, and within a second, I have a new version. And we're only 2 minutes into the planning process right now, and already I have a tailored trip to Dublin that fits my needs. We can see City Hall in there, but we had a reception at City Hall, so I'm looking to skip that. I delete it from my itinerary, and again, within a second, I have a new version. Now on top there, I have a menu. This menu gives me access to a lot of things. I can view everything there is to see and do in Dublin, so I can browse that information. I can read up on the different things, and I can also pinpoint specific attractions to be included in my trip. So, and again, I add this attraction to my trip. Within a second, I have an updated version that's now taking into account this mandatory POI, something I really don't want to miss. And besides all the inspirational information, we have bookable items integrated throughout the planner. So we have local activities, we have accommodation, we have transportation options, and so on. And finally, when I'm done, when I'm happy with my trip, I can save it, I can print it, or I can download it to one of our mobile applications that serve as digital travel guides. I just give in my email address, and it sends me the necessary information to do all that. So what we do with this is we translate this to the commercial context of our customer. So here you see some early adapters. We're working with K+K Hotels and also with the guys from Thomas Cook, Belgium. So you can see white labeling what this means. We change the look and feel of the planner. We change the product configuration of the different bookable products that feature throughout the planner. And what happens is, so in this case, for instance, you'll get Thomas Cook Hotels and Thomas Cook Airlines, along with the with the bookings engines associated with them. And so what happens is these companies, they feature the planner on their website, effectively drive their traffic to this planner. And for each and every user we get on the system, we get a lot of interesting information. So we know what kind of destinations they're looking at. We know when they're looking to travel. We know what their interests are. We can even see individual attractions and items that they're looking at, that they're clicking on. And to top it all off, we get an email address when they want to download their trip to their mobile phone. So this makes them directly addressable. And so what we're looking to do is we want to get travel brands from the current situation where they're paying a lot of money to get traffic on their website, only to see 99% of that traffic disappear again. So you got the one guy booking over there. We want to change that situation. We want to give this guy some company, and we want to tell you about all the other people that have been on your website, like Elise from Germany, who is looking to visit Rome in the first week of September and who loves culture and fine dining, or Nils from Sweden, who's planning some business trips next month. And so these are people that are not necessarily booking yet, but you can already have this information and approach them. And this is also where our revenue model is based on. So it's based on the amount of information that we can feed back to you. We charge a flat fee for each profile that we can discover like this and feed back to you. We also charge a flat fee for each person that we drive directly to your booking engine after using the planner.